Absolutely. So my name is Dana Wilson, and I am the CEO and founder of CHIP. So yes, it's like potato chip, if that's easier for you to remember, but it stands for Changing How Individuals Prosper. So what we do is we make it easier for consumers to find financial professionals of color. So whether that's your traditional financial advisor, your CFP, certified financial planner, tax professionals, accountants, and then also estate attorneys, bringing more inclusivity to the financial industry externally and internally. Oh, yeah. So I've worked in the financial services industry for over 15 years. I started out in banking. I actually have a background in marketing, funny enough, but then fell into financial services. So again, I worked in banking, insurance, and then wealth management, and then ran my own independent investment advisory practice for about 6.5 years. But throughout that entire journey, it was constantly being in spaces where I was either the only woman of color or the only black woman of color, right? So for me, it was really about how do I bring more inclusivity? How do I continuously find myself? Because I wasn't seeing myself represented either in the advisory space or even throughout executive leadership. And I realized even with working with consumers of color, they also kind of felt a little bit invisible within the financial services industry. So my goal was to help bridge that gap between consumers of color and financial professionals of multiple disciplines. I would say generally it's probably people of not color unless you make that a specific focus within your business. But I think sometimes just the way the industry itself tends to be set up, I think a lot of people are now trying to build a more diverse market within their financial practice. So now people are being a lot more intentional about who they want to work with and being more supported by their companies to be able to do so, which is extremely important. You know, our goal within our company is really to help close the racial wealth gap. And the one way that we do that is not only by ensuring that consumers are visible, but also professionals as well. So if they're also working with different communities who don't always get the access to different services, it's important that they kind of, start working together to build that. Yeah, it starts with awareness. It's also more so access and opportunity, right? Because everything is there. It's really just about ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to work with anyone. There's so many, I would say, stereotypes and just different perceptions around the industry where people feel like, well, this is only for the high income earners or people who have, have larger mass affluent wealth, right? But that's not the case. The financial industry itself is really for everyone. So we are really doing our good job to kind of open that up and ensure that everyone feels included at any stage. So I ended up in the industry by accident. I was I have a degree or background in marketing, and I thought that was something that I would pursue. I would go into advertising. So about maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I was graduating undergrad, my career counselor at the time told me to stop by the SunTrust booth, SunTrust is now Truist. So I went by there, dropped off my resume, they called me, I took the job, and I was like, well, I'll take this for now. And obviously for now was 15 years later, right? So that's just kind of how it happened, but I loved it. I was able to, as an entrepreneur, flex every skill set that I had. So there's a lot of marketing that goes into building your advisory practice and other aspects that you start to build up. Yeah, we're working on kind of what our funding strategy is now. So our goal is to develop our next technology version, which is our CHIP platform. So we are taking those types of invitations and calls from investors and also really focused around partnerships. So if there are financial firms or different companies that would like to partner with us, we're also open to a lot of different collaborative opportunities. So right now we're looking at between 250, 500,000. We're kind of seeing what really makes sense for our company and starting there. We are post-product and post-revenue, which is great even within our beta stage before we've even launched our real native build-out. So I would say that we have a lot of amazing partnerships coming up with a lot of firms that we'll start to delve and share when we can. But we're really on a good point to scale. Oh yeah, anyone watching this video can help us by following us on our social media pages. We're on Twitter at ChipPros. Well, Chip, you can find us on